We've talked about embracing uncertainty and viewing AI as opportunity. So now we'll get more specific. Where does AI actually deliver measurable productivity gains? What are the concrete areas where you can evaluate AI's impact on your organization? This lesson focuses on identifying real practical applications where AI adds value, not theoretical possibilities, but proven areas where organizations are seeing results.
First, let's clarify what we mean by productivity gains from AI. Productivity is not just about doing things faster, it's about achieving better outcomes with the same resources or achieving the same outcomes with fewer resources, freeing your team to focus on higher value work. AI productivity gains typically fall into three categories: eliminating time spent on routine tasks, accelerating decision making processes, and improving the quality of outputs. Workflow optimization is often the most immediate and measurable impact of AI, removing tasks that consume time but don't require human judgment or creativity. Consider how much time your team spends extracting information from documents, or entering data into systems, or moving information between platforms, migrations, and so on. AI can read invoices, receipts, contracts, and forms. It can extract relevant information and populate databases automatically. Previous hours of data entry are now being accomplished in minutes, sometimes even seconds, and with higher accuracy than the manual processing would typically achieve. A lot of times we see the errors that happen with AI, but we don't compare them to the errors that have been happening with human input. So this, though, is not replacing your team's expertise. It's eliminating that tedious work that was preventing them from using their expertise effectively. There's a lot of time spent in meetings, even more time spent documenting what was discussed and decided. With AI now transcribing meetings, identifying action items, summarizing key points, and tracking commitments across multiple meetings, those who used to have to do all of that work, that labor manually, can now just review the work and ensure accuracy and do slight edits. So, of course, you're not eliminating the need for meetings, you're eliminating the administrative overhead, ensuring time spent in meetings translates efficiently into documented decisions and actions. Professionals spend hours managing email daily, sorting, prioritizing, drafting responses, and searching for information in past communications. AI can assist with prioritization of messages based on importance, urgency, can draft initial responses to routine inquiries, can catalog and tag emails for easy retrieval, and can surface relevant past communications when needed. This isn't stopping your team from communicating, it's increasing their efficiency in communicating. They spend less time managing their inbox and more time on substantive work. We've all experienced the back and forth of finding meeting times, coordinating across calendars, and managing changes. People often don't realize how much time is absorbed by that. But AI scheduling assistants can handle this entire process with training, understanding preferences, finding optimal times, sending invitations, managing rescheduling, and beyond eliminating routine tasks. AI accelerates decision making by quickly synthesizing information that would take humans a lot longer to compile and analyze. It provides shortcuts to getting the information you need and to processing that information, finding the key points, allowing you to do more skimming and consideration and analysis that's more strategic rather than the tedious tasks. And you make a lot better decisions when you have better information. Gathering and analyzing data across multiple sources, time periods, and dimensions can be very time consuming, though. AI can analyze sales data across regions, projects, and timeframes in seconds. It can identify trends, anomalies, and correlations that might take analysts days to uncover. It can process customer feedback from thousands of sources, eliminating the noise that you would normally have to deal with or your team would normally have to deal with. So it's not replacing strategic judgment. It's giving a more complete picture to inform that judgment and giving it to you faster. And AI can process vast amounts of historical data to identify risk factors and predict outcomes. In financial services, AI assesses loan applications by analyzing not just the application data, but patterns across thousands of similar applications and outcomes. In supply chain management, it evaluates vendor reliability by synthesizing on-time delivery rates, quality metrics, and external factors like financial stability. You still make the final call, but you have a much more comprehensive risk assessment than the manual analysis would have provided. AI's ability to model different scenarios and predict outcomes really assists dramatically with decisions regarding how to allocate limited resources such as budget, personnel, and time. AI can provide simulations of how different resource allocation strategies might play out, considering factors like team capacity, project dependencies, historical performance, and external constraints, as well as internal constraints. It can identify bottlenecks that might not be seen otherwise, and optimizations can be suggested to improve the overall efficiency. So AI helps you understand the implications of different choices more quickly so that your leadership judgment can determine the priorities and constraints. For market and competitive intelligence, staying informed about market trends, competitor moves, and industry developments has required a lot of time, but AI can continuously monitor relevant sources, provide better filtering capabilities, identify significant developments, and more relevant alerts, provide you the information that matters for your decisions, tracking competitor pricing, project launches, strategic moves, and synthesizing patterns that might be difficult to catch manually. So what you're getting is better situational awareness. You can also get quality improvements through AI use, reducing errors, enhancing consistency, and enabling higher standards. In manufacturing, AI-powered visual inspection catches defects human inspectors might miss, and it can do so consistently across millions of items. In software development, AI can identify potential bugs, security vulnerabilities, and code quality issues before they reach production. In customer service, AI can review responses before they're sent, flagging potential issues with tone, accuracy, or compliance, helping your team maintain higher quality standards. Now, most of us know at this point that AI is assisting dramatically with content creation and enhancement by accelerating the creation process, enabling access to more tools, and suggesting improvements to content that humans are creating, helping them to more effectively reach their targets. Writers now use AI to generate their first drafts. They use it to overcome writer's block, and then they apply their expertise to refine and personalize the content. So they would still be doing that on third drafts, fourth drafts, fifth drafts anyway, but now they have a whole stage of initial portions they can get a lot of assistance with. And designers are using AI to generate variations and options, and then they use those and work on how to combine these pieces to deliver more impressive results. So creative professionals are being able to use their time more effectively and their expertise more thoroughly. In the past, it was really challenging to get personalization at scale, that you could have scale or quality, but you couldn't have both. AI is changing that, making it so that personalized experiences can be expanded from not just providing that to a small number of customers. E-commerce sites can recommend products based on individual browsing and purchasing history in a much more effective way than they have been doing. Marketing can deliver customized content more effectively than they have in the past. Customer service can be managed where inquiries are more quickly routed to their needed destination. Your customers can get better experiences, and your team can achieve results never before possible. So when you're evaluating productivity gains from AI, you want to focus obviously on the measurable outcomes. You're already thinking about that. Time savings. How many hours per week does this save your team? What do they do with that time instead? How much faster can you make certain decisions with AI enhanced information, your speed to decision? For error reduction, what's that measurable decrease in mistakes, rework, or quality issues? And this is all part of training your AI system as well. Work to get those stats where you need them to be, and you have the ability to do that. And how many more transactions, customers, or projects can you handle with the same team size that you have now? What's your cost per unit in things like processing invoices, handling customer inquiries, or completing specific tasks before and after AI implementation? So these are concrete metrics to help you evaluate whether AI is an initiative that's delivering real value or just impressive technology. And the question is not only that, but the question is whether or not the AI is being used effectively. And that's part of the learning process. Is the AI trained effectively? Across industries, certain patterns emerge about where AI delivers the most significant productivity improvements. And every AI is not the same, but AI does excel at high volume routine tasks with clear patterns, processing transactions, categorizing information, and routing requests. And it's accelerating work that requires synthesizing large amounts of data with analyses, pattern recognition, and forecasting. Predictive AI got consistency in work that's being improved with clear quality standards, inspection, compliance checking, and formatting. Now, understanding these patterns helps you identify opportunities in your specific organization. But right now, AI isn't improving the work that requires the deep contextual understanding of ambiguous situations. So, yes, we're getting more deep contextual understanding, but the ambiguity is difficult for AI to handle. So it might require more human assistance and more training. It's not going to enhance your relationship building outside of that initial process. Eventually, humans have to get involved at some point, depending on the types of relationships we're talking about. People don't want to think that they're being handled by AI instead of a person entirely, and especially at the higher level business negotiation process. Empathy, trust building, strategic thinking about novel problems without clear precedent. These are all areas that you need dramatic human oversight and involvement, and sometimes no AI involvement, but potentially the AI involvement should just be supporting all the information in these various pieces to help the humans handle these parts more effectively and faster and better. So the productivity gains come from AI handling what it does well so humans can focus on what AI doesn't handle as well and what humans are specialized for. Depending on the scenario, it could be creative problem solving or strategic thinking or complex negotiation or relationship management, or it could just be portions of those parts. So when you're thinking about how do I pursue these productivity gains from AI, you want to start where your impact is going to be clear. Your initial projects that you're testing it out on, you want them to be easily measurable, and you want the use case to be well established. Now, AI productivity gains really do depend on that data quality. Garbage in, garbage out is still important to remember. And you do have to make sure you're planning for and supporting the change management process. It takes time for people to effectively change how they work. They need training, adjustment periods, and ongoing support. And you want to measure and iterate. Don't assume productivity is happening. You have to measure it and be prepared to adjust your approach based on what the data shows. Expect that you will need to make adjustments to make this most optimized or successful at all. It all depends. So over time, it's a progressive progress scenario. As you go forward, productivity gains are often the most straightforward and measurable ways that AI adds value because they can provide clear ROI, return on investment, and these tangible benefits that will justify your further investment. But remember that productivity is just one dimension of AI's value. So in the next lesson, we're going to talk about how AI enhances customer experience, go more into that, where value can be created not just through efficiency, but through better relationships and more personalized interactions. How does that work?